The Fantastic Four is like the Halley's Comet of superhero movies. Every 10 years, it just comes back. They made an attempt in 2005. They tried again in 2015. Both of those were absolutely horrible failures. That was not the Fantastic Four. That was the Fantastic Failure, man. They were just absolutely nightmarish, just uncomfortable, weird, gross movies. I never saw it, but that's just generally what I skimmed from Rotten Tomatoes. But they tried again in 2025 with the Fantastic Four: The First Steps. And I gotta say, this one is pretty good. It's still not the greatest movie of all time. I'm still not liking it. It's not up there with Spider-Man or like Lego Batman, but it's all right. It's pretty good. So the movie opens, you got the Fantastic Four, and nowadays in superhero movies, they don't even show the backstory of the characters. They just have someone repeat it, and then they just have the characters already existing as developed, established superheroes. So you got the Thing, he's like a big rock guy. You got Pedro Pascal, he's very stretchy. One of them is a girl, and then you have the fire guy. He can set himself on fire, and he kind of looks like the default character of Fortnite, and that was really distracting for me. So the girl, her name is Sue, I should call her Sue. She has the ability to go invisible and to make force fields, and she is pregnant. And I gotta be honest, I was kind of surprised that they made the girl pregnant, based on how, how Disney does things sometimes. But either way, it's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. So this girl's pregnant. She's kind of, they're trying to balance being parents and superheroes at the same time. They don't know how that's going to work out. But thankfully, a big silver dude comes down from the sky. Well, he's not a dude. He's a girl on a surfboard. And she surfs down from the sky and does kickflip and goes, "Yo, dudes, don't worry about your baby troubles. I'm going to fix them all because, there's a big guy named Galactus. He's just going to eat your planet anyway. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter. You guys are screwed. Bye." And then she just goes home. Naturally, people are really upset about this. Johnny, the fireman, flies up and grabs onto a board, and she leans in and whispers a riddle into his ear, and then pushes him back down to Earth. That's gonna come back later. She didn't just do that for fun. They're on Earth. They're like, "Oh no, we got to do something. This bad guy Galactus is gonna, eat Earth. He's gonna eat the whole thing in one gulp." So they're like, "We got to go up and talk to him. We got to confront him and sort of crack their knuckles and talk some sense into him." They get in a big ship. They fly out to space. They go through a wormhole, and they end up in Galactus's ship. And Galactus is just a big, tall dude. He's just a super big guy, giant, enormous dude with a big helmet. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna basically eat your planet. I'm very hungry. I want a snack. I'm gonna eat your planet like a bowl of Pringles." And then he I don't. My computer's making noise. I don't know what he does, but somehow he the Sue starts giving birth in Galactus's house. So they're like, "Quick, get on the ship. We have to get out of here." So they get on the ship. They're flying home. She gives birth on the way home. Congratulations, it's a boy. They get back to the house, and what had happened, or they get back to Earth, and what had happened was Galactus had told them, "Look, I'm gonna eat the whole planet unless you give me your firstborn son." It's like a Rumpelstiltskin type situation. And they go home, and obviously all the people are like, "Yeah, the Fantastic Four, they're awesome. They're the most powerful people in the world. America, woo! Fantastic Four, tell us all about how you kicked Galactus's behind." And Reed Richards, the smartest man alive, goes up to the microphone and just announces to the whole world, "Yeah, we're screwed. Galactus is the most powerful being ever. He's gonna eat the Earth. The only way," and then this is when he pulls his true Patrick Star out. This is when he loses his entire IQ. It's just obliterated. He tells them straight up, lays all the cards out on the table, just no fluffs, just straight up "Look, he wanted our son to save all of your lives, but I said no, I'd rather have my son." Now, I understand that principle. I mean, your son isn't going to be alive anyway when Galactus eats the planet. But I do understand, you want to save your son. That's noble. However, I would not have announced that to the people. It's not like they can really do anything. You have superpowers, and even if they did manage to kidnap your son, it's not like they're going to go to space and talk to Galactus and just hand him over. But, I still wouldn't tell them that you made that sacrifice because they're not going to think it through and understand it. They're just going to hate you. It was kind of like that scene in Superman where everyone instantly hates Superman, except this time it was a little bit more believable. The part that was unbelievable is a few scenes later where all the Fantastic Four are sitting around like, golly gee, everyone hates us now because, you know, we just immediately divulged all of the info of our mission, and everyone's really furious about that. After that, Sue goes out with her child, and everyone's like, boo, boo, the Fantastic Four, you guys suck. And Sue is just like, this is my baby, and he says that you're making him sad, and honestly, we need to come together and heal the world, okay? My parents were really nice, and you guys are not being nice, so we need to heal the world. And the whole crowd explodes like, yeah, Fantastic Four, you guys are so cool, you're awesome. I don't know how that worked. That was a real Kylie Jenner giving away Pepsi to the cops moment. That was a real celebrity singing Imagine to fight COVID moment. That was a really, I don't know how that worked. That's what everyone thinks would happen in their mind if they gave an inspirational speech. But no, I can't believe that the crowd turned and changed their minds immediately. Whatever. People are on their side now. In fact, it's not just people who are on their side. The entire 100% of the planet Earth have all come together and agreed, we gotta do whatever the Fantastic Four says to get out of the situation. Literally, wars have been put on hold. Everything has stopped because humanity needs to listen to the Fantastic Four to fight Galactus, who, by the way, no one even knows if he's real. Only the Fantastic Four has seen them. Everyone else just accepts immediately, like, well, you know, we gotta put everything on hold, man. War no longer exists as a concept because we have to fight Galactus. So their plan is this. They're like, well, we can't take out Galactus, but maybe we could just take, it's like Reed Richards is Patrick Star. He's just like, what if we take the entire planet Earth and teleport it somewhere else? So they do. They just build a giant teleportation system, and their plan is just to teleport Earth to like the far reaches of the galaxy where they'll never see it, where Galactus will never find them. They'll just be hidden there. They do that. They build this whole thing, but then the Silver Surfer just shows up and just obliterates their machine. Like, they're about to launch in like 20 seconds, and she obliterates it, which honestly I think would have saved the world, because there's no way the world would have survived being teleported to the edge of the universe, but whatever. So she destroys everything, so Johnny has an idea. He goes out to talk to the Silver Surfer, and he's like, listen, I know your backstory. Remember that sweet, like, riddle you were, like, whispering into my ear, that, like, enigma that you whispered to me? Well, guess what? I've decoded it, and I've decoded your entire language, and I figured it out. And the truth is, you're a scientist. And he, like, lays out her whole backstory. It was a true, like, monk moment. Like, he was like, here's what happened. And then he explained the whole thing, like, well, what happened was, you were a scientist, and then Galactus tried to eat your world, so you agreed to become his herald and go and find worlds that were suitable for Galactus to eat as long as he spared your world. And then he's like, now millions and billions of people are dead, and it's all your fault. Don't you feel bad that you caused millions of deaths? And she starts crying, so she goes home. Kind of a jerk move for him to bring that up, but, you know, it is what it is. And then they're like, well, we can't teleport Earth away now, because the Silver Surfer screwed that plan. But what if we teleport Galactus away? We're going to use our baby as bait, and we're going to put him in, like, Times Square, where we have one portal left. And as soon as he gets there, he's gone. He's going to be, like, on the other side of the galaxy. He can never come back. He's been sent to the Shadow Realm. So Galactus comes in, and he lands. Honestly, I think they should have just called his bluff and just let him have Earth, because he said he was going to eat the whole thing. No, he's not. That's like me going to Golden Corral and saying, like, yeah, I'm going to finish the whole thing. They're not expecting someone like me, and then I pass out after, like, 2 plates of wings. This dude literally is the size of a building. He's pretty monumental, but he's the size of a building. Okay, he couldn't even get past, like, one city, let alone the whole planet. He's walking on the planet. Like, come on. Galactus was not going to eat that whole thing. There's going to be a lot of wasted food, a lot of leftovers. Going to need a lot of aluminum foil to wrap up that whole Earth and reheat it. So anyway, this dude lands, and he starts going for the fake baby. And they're like, if we can lure him to the center of Times Square with the fake baby, we can get him in the teleporter and send him away. But pretty much immediately, he's like, oh, that's a fake baby. So he just goes after the real baby. And, you know, he just goes to fight the real baby, but what happens is, you know, Sue is just so insanely OP I don't know how she just suddenly gains this, like, surge of energy where she just hits him with, like, a force blast. Like, literally the actual force. Literally uses the force to push this dude into the teleporter and send him away. He's gone now. He has been / banned. And they're like, well, we did it. We saved the city. Except, no, you didn't, because the city has been obliterated. A giant man just stomped all over the city and crushed the city. So, like, yeah, the people are safe. They managed to get everyone underground so they would survive. But the whole city's been obliterated. So, it's kind of a bittersweet ending. Overall, I'd say it was a pretty okay movie. I don't know. It wasn't that bad as a film. I'm not really a Fantastic Four fan, so I can't really say, you know, too much about it on that front. But if you liked it, I get why. And, yeah. I'm excited to see Avengers Doomsday. I want to see what that, want to see what that's all about.